first of all, thank you for clicking on my video. I would like this video to be about a topic that I think is really important, which is finances. Normally, I'm going to want to do things that are maybe a little more positive, a little lighter, like moving abroad, some of the income streams that I found, love and relationships, of course. But I think it's really important to have a conversation about money. So if you're older and find yourself in a bit of a situation financially, then this video is for you. But also if you're younger and you want to prevent becoming like me, this might also be helpful. So I would briefly like to outline kind of the mistakes that I made, the lessons that I learned from that, and kind of how I'm managing to turn the situation around. So first of all, I think it's important to talk about the mistakes. I think one of the problems was finances was kind of a bit of a taboo topic in my family. I don't think it's something we ever really talked about, like financial planning, retirement planning, or anything like that. I think that was just never really discussed. I think it's also a bit of a taboo topic just in our everyday life as well. It's not something people sit around and talk about, I guess. So I got married in my 20s and had children. Then I became a farm wife and mother. And I didn't really think much about financial planning at that stage. I was busy every day, and it was never a thought. And I guess the thing I didn't expect was to find myself in my 40s as a single mom with no real current marketable skills. So in trying to decide what to do, I had just been through some very horrific things. I was dealing with some past trauma. I became depressed. And I thought the best thing I could do was to help others. So I chose a career path involved in the helping field. And first I decided to get my social work diploma. And then after that, I got my degree in psychology. And I did go to work in the field working with young people in addictions, which was really super rewarding. However, it probably was not the best decision for someone my age, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities for growth. There wasn't a lot of money in that field, but I think I would have really benefited to have some maybe financial and career guidance before I started everything, and then maybe decided to, not spend that much money on education and do something that was maybe a shorter program that could have brought in some more money. But I think this was the time for professional advice, and I didn't have that. So I didn't have a plan. I didn't have the right career path, and I definitely didn't have any guidance. I did have somebody ask me, like, well, how did you get to be in this situation? You're smart. Well, yes, but I was also sort of in survival mode those years. And it was just trying to get through each day by paying the bills that I could and looking after kids and trying to educate myself and deal with the things that I was dealing with. Really was overwhelming. So finances really didn't come into my mind at that time. So when was the wake-up call? Well, I knew things weren't good always. I was always struggling with bills. But in my 50s, I decided to kind of look into my Canada pension because I really had no idea what my contributions were like over the years. And what I found kind of was shocking. First of all, I knew I could collect at 60, which was my plan because I needed the money. And what I found was there were many years that there were no contributions paid. And even though as a stay at home mom, would have been allowed to get some payment for like years before and things like that, there was hardly any contributions being on the farm. And yeah, I was a shock. I didn't know that that was really going on. I had no clue. So a lot of people that take Canada Pension early will get like $750, $650, somewhere in that range if they've worked most of their life. And my Canada Pension at 60 was 275. That was a shock. So I kind of felt like, oh my God, I've screwed this up. I'm almost 60 at this point, and it's too late to turn things around. So first of all, really what I had to do was change my mindset, which took a while. But what I decided to do was look at what I really loved. I don't think I'd really done that before. And I went back to the beginning. And I remember writing and language. I loved words. I loved poetry. I I loved everything about it. I used to write stories in elementary school, and the teacher often picked mine and always encouraged me to write. And I don't know what happened. I zigged when I should have zagged, I guess. And I kind of left that behind, but I revisited that and I decided that I wanted to teach English. So I did get retrained in that, and I started teaching on an English teaching platform, which turns out I loved. I sort of developed my own method where I kind of teach English more like, I guess you could say, in context, through dialogue, through conversation. I became more of a coach, a language coach, for people wanting to take their language to the next level, and business, like professionals, doctors seeking medical residency. And it was something really enjoyable, or is really enjoyable, something that I've been doing now for 8 years, I think. So that seemed like a natural fit for me. Then there was some other things that I started to do, like I've always been creative. I love to write. Now, did I have the skills for that? Not quite, but I was also super productive in learning. Like I found that when I wanted to do something, I could learn really fast. And since it was something that was in alignment with kind of myself, I guess, and who I was created to be, that I learned really fast. So I would like to talk about some of the things that I've done. First of all, teaching English, and some coaching kind of goes with that. I've also started to make some digital products. I had been collecting a lot of material. I used to make my own materials a lot of times for students, and over many years I had a lot of things. I've learned how to use a lot of AI and make pictures and all kinds of different things. So I started selling my digital products, and I put together some workbooks and things like that, and was selling them on Amazon KDP. And the other one I started uploading to was Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm going to insert two of the screenshots of my pay for December, and for two of these platforms. And as you see, it's like $286 for one and $67 for the other. Not making a killing, not going to buy a mansion with that yet, but that has really helped me a lot, and I think it's the beginning of something pretty great. I learn new skills kind of as I go along. And I, like I said, found myself being able to learn really fast and just kind of like one step at a time. So, if anybody would like to know more about these platforms, because I don't want to go into it too much this time, but if someone's interested in kind of what I am doing, then just comment below and I will make a video on that. So, what did I learn along the way? Well, it's never too late to start over, and that can be pretty amazing. So, monetizing your experience, it not only helps you financially, but kind of gives you this profound sense of purpose in life. And I guess, sort of, final thing is that small, consistent steps really can lead to big changes. So, I think it's important for viewers that are watching. It's good to identify your skills, your marketable experiences, and first identify what those are, and then begin to do some research about what kinds of things you can do. There's so many opportunities. I know there's many things I haven't thought of yet, but I think once you've lived life a little bit, there are, we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot, and there are people that can benefit from the things that we've learned. So, my financial situation definitely isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. And most importantly, I feel hopeful and empowered. I feel that if I can do it, anybody can do it. So I encourage people to comment if they would like to know some more, or maybe if people could talk about like what kind of skills do you think are that you could market, and what kinds of things would you like to pursue. So if you found this beneficial at all, I ask that you please like and subscribe to this video and help me build my channel. Thank you very much.